Here's the beautiful vessel. This is from the courtyard of one of the buildings that allows easy access to seeing the vessel. And you can see the buildings around here. As I said before in other videos, it's going to be more of like a centerpiece of all the buildings around it. And then right next to the vessel is the shed, which has been worked on for a long time. It's going to be opening up in the spring of 2019. We'll take a closer look at the vessel just to see what it looks like, and it's going to be just great. It's actually a $150 million structure that is kind of just a sculpture, and people are going to be walking all along it, and it's going to be miles and miles of walkway, but that's the way it was designed so that people can walk the structure. And $150 million, it's an amazing price to be paid to pay for a sculpture, but they're looking at this as more like the Eiffel Tower, so that even though it's $150 million and it sounds like a lot of money right now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it'll be considered a monument to New York, something to draw people to New York, something to draw people to the Hudson Yards. So that's what the developers in the area are thinking. And that's what the Related Corporation, which is overall in charge of this entire Hudson Yards project, wanted. And we'll take an even closer view just to see what it looks like up close. You can see all the stairs, the way to go and walk up and down this monument. And it's going to be a great monument to go to just to see what it's like. My only question is, are they going to charge to actually take part in this monument? And I would bet they will. Like the World Trade Center, when they rebuilt it, one of the things they were looking forward to was charging people $35 a person to go to the very top floor of the observation deck. So I'm sure for this vessel, it's a great monument, but I'm sure one of the things they will do is say that we need to charge something in order to maintain the vessel and to pay for the upkeep, which makes sense. But you know, a lot of times you look at something and you say, well, how much do they really have to charge? But it is a really great structure, and it's a great thing that they're doing, and I think it's brilliant, and it's the people who are part of New York, developers in New York, who realize that they need to create something that is going to draw a crowd and make the area unique and significant. You'll see here, even closer view of everything. It's really nice to have a more detailed view of what something looks like. So that way, the viewer, you, can make your own judgment about what is going on with the vessel and what is important about it, what you like about it, not what someone else tells you what they like about it. It's just a beautiful sculpture. And we can take a closer look here, go in a little bit closer to see what it looks like. Again, people will be walking up and down. And we'll take a step back to see what it looks like from the distance. You can see just a beautiful sculpture from the distance. And everything around here, just beautiful. Another angle of the vessel, just to see what it looks like, with the backdrop of all the new buildings that have gone up around it. You can see even here closer to 34th Street. These new buildings that have gone up around the bustle too. Almost done, by the way. And as they mentioned, the shed, which is right next to the vessel, is going to open up spring 2019, so that's going to be a very good thing. Here's a closer look at the vessel, just to compare to the earlier shot of the vessel. And then the buildings that have gone up behind it. It's very nice to see everything in detail. We could get an even closer shot, just so that people can see the extent of the construction, the extent of the stairways that are being built, and how everything is taking its time and it's moving along and progressing. And just to remind everyone, $150 million later, they're going to finish this project. But as I said, it's going to be like an Eiffel Tower in New York, where people are going to want to come just to see this sculpture. I think that was the idea. That was the justification they had for putting so much money into it, that it was going to be so unique and so original and so nice. So people thought it was okay to invest this sort of money into one sculpture. And besides, related corporation and all the developers for this whole area are putting billions into the entire development. It's like $150 million. Someone might ask, what is that compared to how much is being put in for everything in the whole area? And you might as well attract people ahead of time, because this whole development is not scheduled to be done until the year 2025.